reading as told by me for Neverwinter, and here it is. Blackdagger Ruins, Anglehead Mine. Melkor the Goldseeker had a deal with the Blackdagger bandits. They would leave his mines alone, and in return he would pay them a hefty portion of his profits. After all, the bandits had no interest in mining, so the mines themselves were useless to them without Melkor's operation. That's all changed when Melkor discovered ancient ruins in Anglehead Mine. Smelling treasure, the Blackdaggers betrayed their agreement with Melkor. They sent Drag Fulltooth, the brutal leader of the Gnolls, who had joined with the Blackdaggers to attack Anglehead Mine, and to capture and enslave the miners working there. In order to keep Melkor quiet and cooperative, Fulltooth also took his niece and forewoman of Anglehead Mine, Mirror Tharmos, hostage. Blackdagger Keep. Once the keep of the famed Cragmire noble house stood along the high road. When it was discovered that Cragmires were using necromancy to plot against the city, the keep was attacked and mostly destroyed by the Neverwinter army for over a century. Through the spell plague and the cataclysm, the ruins of Cragmire Keep lay untouched. Then the Blackdagger bandits came along and started to rebuild it, using it as their base of operations. For all of the raiding and looting along the high road, if the patrols along the road have been unable to stop the Blackdaggers before, they certainly will have no success in stopping them. When the bandits can retreat to a veritable fortress, the Blackdagger shipwreckers. The Sword Coast is notorious for its rocky coastline and the lack of safe merchant ports. Few places exemplify this better than Ravencliff Beach, where the spell plague and the cataclysm have made their waters so treacherous that the city of Neverwinter set up beacons on the shoreline to warn unwary ships off the rocks. Unwilling to pass up any opportunity, the Blackdagger bandits attacked the beacon towers and extinguished the warning flames. The plan was that ships would wreck on the rocky coastline and spill their treasures into the bandits' clutches. Unfortunately for many merchant sailors, this venture has met with great success. Now moving on to Cragmire Barrow. Near the Blackdagger Keep lies an ancient barrow. A faded inscription near the barrow reads, "Here lie the last of the once noble house of Cragmire, brought low by their own meddling in the dark and necromantic arts, 1328 DR, year of the Adder. The Cragmire noble house was once allied with the throne of Neverwinter in the early 1300s. However, it was discovered that the Cragmires were leading necromantic cult, raising an undead army to threaten Neverwinter and the Sword Coast. Neverwinter's army attacked Cragmire Keep, reducing much of it to ruins and wiping out the cult. Along with the Cragmire line, the crypts below the keep were infested with undead and sealed with powerful enchantment. Then there was the Cragmire Crypts. After Cragmire Keep was destroyed by Neverwinter and the necromantic cult shattered, the commanders turned their attention to the extensive crypts beneath the ruins, where the cult had conducted most of their dark rituals. Soldiers and priests entered the crypts to purify or destroy the horrors that awaited, but few returned, and those that spoke of an entire army of the undead. Rather than risk further loss of life, Neverwinter forces decided to seal the Cragmire Crypts with a powerful enchantment that would ensure that no trace of the cult's work would escape. While the enchantment somehow survived the spell plague, it was weakened substantially. A wizard named Carlos Tam, working with Travin and Malos Blackdagger, was able to break it and gain entry. Hexbane's Journal. Marian Hexbane's journal is filled with bitter vitriol against anyone from her victims to her fellow bandits. She seems to especially hate the fact that she is spell scarred, despite the fact that it has apparently enhanced her magical abilities. The only people she appears to respect are the Blackdagger brothers, because they are willing to set their sights on so high a target. However, there is no explanation to what precisely she means by that. The last few entries mention a plan involving a merchant named Melkor Goldseeker. She mentions ordering some of her men to go the Blackdagger Crown Inn and confront Goldseeker and to apply our new leverage to him. Carlos Tam, in an agent they sent to the Neverwinter region. Carlos Tam arrived with dark intentions. When he discovered the Blackdagger bandits operating along the high road near the ruins of Cragmire Keep, he saw an opportunity. Travin and Malos Blackdagger were receptive to his offer to help them unearth and control the undead army within the crypts. Of course, Carlos Tam had no intention of putting the army fully at the commands of the Blackdagger brothers. He intended to keep control of it himself, ensuring that he would hold the real power in the joint venture between himself and the Blackdaggers. Then there was the Blackdagger army. The Blackdagger brothers can be accused of many things, but not lack of ambition. When the Thayan wizard Carlos Tam offered them an undead army, the only question was whether Tam could actually deliver on his promises. But when it became apparent that he could, the brothers began planning the attack on Neverwinter. Their goal was to take control of the city and insinuate themselves as the lords of the surrounding lands. While Malos planned the attack, Travin followed Carlos Tam into the crypts to keep an eye on Thayon. After all, it was clear that Tam intended to keep control of the army for himself. Travin would learn all he could about how to control the army from observing Tam, and then killed the wizard with an army of the undead at his and his brother's command. No force in Neverwinter could stand against him. The Black Crowning. The Black Crowning was so named by the original owner, Luskan sympathizer, who wanted to see the rulers of Neverwinter disposed. The inn was recently purchased by the dwarven merchant Goran Pricebreaker, who reopened it to serve the burgeoning trade routes along the northern Sword Coast. The brothers Blackdagger, Trevor and Malus Blackdagger, are the most successful raiders operating along the high road. In recent memory, as two penniless brothers from Luskan, they began their bandit careers with only a handful of men, but their ruthlessness and keen eye for opportunity earned them great success. The Blackdagger bandits, as they were now called, gained some measure of fame, and criminals flocked to join them. With the rebuilding of Neverwinter and the subsequent increase in trade, the Blackdagger bandits have seen an even larger increase both to their income and to their ranks. They have become such a problem along the high road that Neverwinter has announced a bounty for the heads of Traven and Malus. Strangely, soon after this bounty was announced, the two brothers dropped out of sight and have not been seen since, and rumours persist that somehow new now leads the Blackdagger bandits despite this. The raiders' presence on the high road is as strong as ever. Why would Neverwinter announce cause the Blackdagger brothers to disappear? So, do they still lead the Blackdagger bandits? If not, then who does? Then the last chapter of the Blackdagger runes in the Neverwinter lore is the high road. The high road between Neverwinter and Luskan has served both as a thoroughfare of commerce and as a battlefield in the numerous conflicts between the two cities. The high road fell into disrepair after disasters that befell the two cities nearly ended commerce completely. Neverwinter's reconstruction has brought trade back to the region, but the routes are still dangerous. Through the dark forests, bandits raid roads and pirates attack on the seas. Still, the profits to be made are extraordinary for merchant brave or full-hearted enough to take the risk. So, in essence, about the story was the Blackdagger brothers was very hard to be bargained with, and the legend thought they disappeared. They were still operating underground. That's quite interesting about the lore of Neverwinter as you pick chapters of it along when you play through the campaign, which you find it totally interesting to sit here and read the lore in front of the TV screen instead of going to the site to look it up. And which is a nice touch, really, to understand the backstory of Malus and Travin lore.Blackdagger. And it's really interesting to understand. And I will get round to reading another pieces of lore at another time. I hope you enjoyed this attempt of lore reading. This is me, Frankie, croft, smales. Thank you for watching and listening. And don't forget to tune in to my next chapter of Neverwinter lore. That'll be at some point in the near future. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter. I'm on Facebook and so many other outlets. And please share and comment about what you like of this video, and thank you for watching and listening.